All young and middle-aged adults should be screened for anxiety and depression. That's according to new guidance put out this week by the U.S. Preventive Service Task Force. It's a group of medical experts. Their recommendations help guide doctors' decisions. This morning, we wanted to bring some context to that new guidance, so our 9 News mental health expert, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, is joining us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. So there's been guidance like this before, which is interesting. Why is this one such a big deal?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of different reasons, but the top reason is we're just seeing the skyrocketing report from adults around anxiety. And so we know that probably about 1 in 5 people will have a mental health condition at some point within the lifetime, and depression and anxiety at the very, very top. So the depression screenings seem to have, they're making some impact. People are getting screened earlier and then being referred to services earlier. And now what they're looking at, and they're independent, they're not by the government. This independent group now said we need to do the same thing for anxiety because we see the same things coming up. And one of the very promising pieces about this is that they paid and highlighted special attention to pregnant women and women who are postpartum. So not just postpartum depression, but also postpartum anxiety.
Is the reasoning for this recommendation right now is because they're just seeing such high numbers of it?
Yeah, since we all know that even before COVID, there were high levels of mental health issues, but because of COVID, when it skyrocketed, which is literally, specifically with anxiety, what we saw, the skyrocket, they really took a look at that and said the data shows that yes, enough people have anxiety symptoms and aren't getting treated. Yet in our field, anxiety is one of the very most treatable conditions. And so many people, it's about maybe a third, that's what the research shows, people actually get treatment. That means 2/3 of people who have anxiety are not getting treatment, but they really could get help and relief and be in so much better functioning than how they are now. So really just trying to highlight the need for early prevention, screening, and early intervention.
How serious is anxiety?
It's really serious because it has this comorbidity where so let's define anxiety really quick. It's excessive worry that often manifests in physical symptoms. So you have heart palpitations, you have ruminating thoughts, you can have excessive perspiration, you can feel like you're having a heart attack. And so it's very physical, often besides ruminating thoughts. And then what happens is it interferes in your ability to parent or to work or to stay focused and concentrate. So yes, you have these symptoms that are really difficult to deal with, but then you also have the impact that it has on your work and your life.
Let's go back to the pregnant women part. What are the specific guidelines for pregnant women right now with this new information?
So just right now, just to have them screened. So if you're a doctor and you have a pregnant woman coming into your office, that you also include, in addition to depression, the anxiety screening. And that is also because we're seeing that when we have complications with depression in postpartum women, just like regular depression, about 50% of the time they also have anxiety. So nobody wants to skip over that anxiety piece. So people don't come into the office, by the way, and generally say, oh, in addition to all of these things, I'm also feeling all of these things, unless you ask. Okay. If you ask, people will report that anxiety symptoms. Otherwise, they just sort of think this is just me. This is just the way I'm wired and this is the way I am, and they accept it when really there's help out there.
Yeah, this is why screenings are so important.
So
in getting
important.
that. All right, Dr. Ziegler, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.